got y'all. Don't even worry about it. Um, I think Kyra was speaking, so we'll wait for her to get back in. But also, okay, perfect, perfect. Tweeted out everybody trickling back in. We back. My bad. The app crashed, and then I tried to create two new spaces, and it just like didn't notify you guys, and so I had to like create a third one. And so here we are. Twitter's been glitchy for a few of us, so that's what I'm hearing. Um,
Yeah, me included.
yeah, you too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And it's
yeah,
been for like the past few days, and I'm mad because I got that little Twitter blue thing. I'm like, is this what I'm paying for?
right.
Uh-uh.
Jasmine in the audience. She also has Twitter Blue. Shout out to the Twitter Blue people. Girl, yeah, I
I
don't know
like the
what is going
color.
on. Here goes Kyra. Okay. Kyra, we did not mean to cut you off. You was spitting.
Sorry, Kyra. Yeah, yo, I was feeling you.
Um, all right. Thank you guys. Technology will always, you know, be the most beautiful thing and the worst thing whenever it decides what we
It
watch.
works until it doesn't.
Exactly, and then it's the worst. Is it retrograde coming soon or something? Because what the fuck? I had issues
Oh,
today.
don't tell me that.
I had
Don't tell me
I
that.
had issues. I lost a document today that I worked on for like the last 8 weeks. I lost a document. I had to go through like a whole thing to recover it.
Were you able to
I
retrieve it? Oh
did, but
God,
it
thank
was when I
God.
tell you I did nothing. I sat and stared at my screen for like 3 hours because I was so sad.
In
Anyways,
agony.
Kyra,
Oh my
if you
God.
do remember where you were, please, or just kind of start as far back as what you remember with what you were saying. We were all listening. So sorry, you guys.
No, it's fine. Like like we all know technology wants the technology
Whenever
when
it feels like it, girl. I
right.
tell you what.
So I was laughing because somebody on TikTok was like, people are mad because of the black people in the Targaryen family, and I'm like, listen, y'all, you can catch George R. R. Martin in Bayonne writing at a certain restaurant from time to time. So he knows exactly what he's doing, making the names that he's making and the references that he's making. So I laughed. I laughed. I think that people are showing their prejudice or xenophobia or whatever when it comes, but that's like everything that we watch on television currently. There's always got to be some person saying this is not canon, this is not correct. I appreciate it, especially because the original weren't they supposed to have that show Confederacy or Confederate
Yep.
that got,
Mm-hmm.
that got canceled with the quickness after the people who did Dem Thrones and the Them Thrones y'all put them in their place, which I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
that did not
Me
happen.
too.
Uh, I'm liking, like I said, I've watched it twice just to see because you miss some things here and there.
Right.
I think like you're seeing, we know so many things already, but I think there's going to be like a witch moment, like how the witch came up to Cersei.
Right.
I think that's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen with
Rainier.
yeah, I think it's going to happen with Rainier.
What do you
Or
There's
think?
maybe kind of
What do you think's gonna
Melisandre.
happen?
Melisandre vibes, baby.
I think it's going to be like she's going to know her future and she's going to kind of brush it off, but it's going to happen to her in a similar way. And I think that that's going to be the start of like Lannisters, because the Lannisters just didn't like come, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like, hey, we're the Lannisters, blah blah blah. No, it took
Right.
years for them
To
to get where
form.
they're. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think what they're going to do is the kind of like the antithesis, like when you're gonna see the rising of the Lannisters with the like the chipping away at the Targaryens. And I'm also very interested to see where they're going to take the Dornish um, guy that's there. I want to see what's
Kristen
going to happen.
Cole.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to
Sir
see. I want
Yep.
to
Kristen
see
Cole.
what's going to
Yeah,
happen
oh,
with
he's
that.
fine.
He's
Very
very no,
good
but
looking.
I'm just saying like because, and then also I'm trying to see where they're gonna take it with the whole if you flip a coin, you get a mad Targaryen because they're all
Mm-hmm.
incestuous and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see if that's gonna happen with freaking Matt Smith and somebody else or the Queen that never was. Like like I'm very interested to see how this all plays out and how many seasons they're
Exactly.
going to drag it out for. Because to be honest, I think they should do like maybe 4 seasons of this and call it
Yeah.
a day.
I'm thinking 3 to 4 seasons as well. And yeah, I didn't want this space to be too like, like we didn't need to get into it. I'm glad we're talking quite a bit about Game of Thrones as a show with it. I think we've had a good like balance of talking about Game of Thrones, but also House of the Dragon. This is the first episode. We'll cover
Yeah,
this
Yeah.
weekly.
just
Um,
getting started.
we just getting started. I love the theories. I love the predictions. I love just from an artistic standpoint, from a filmmaking and production standpoint, what this episode looked like and made us feel. That's why what we watched was created. So, just to wrap up, I put the tweet back up there. I'm telling y'all, I have to hear how y'all felt about this because my feelings were so big. And if you can tie it into like Rhaenyra, that would be great too, because obviously this is 172 years and some change before Daenerys came into play. And the tweet up at the top was that Daenerys, was evil because of what she did. And I wonder how you guys feel about her being labeled as evil and if Rhaenyra is on the trajectory to kind of have that same approach. Or do we kind of have, we didn't get to see Daenerys as young as Rhaenyra, I don't believe, right? How old were we introduced to
She's
Daenerys
supposed
at?
to be 13.
Okay.
I
Rhaenyra's
think
supposed
they
to be
said she was
13?
14. I think they said Daenerys was like 14.
And how
Like,
old is Rhaenyra?
She's about the same, maybe 15, 16.
Oh, okay, so we are at the same. Okay. Well, it
Mm-hmm.
just feels so different, but okay, it seems like we are at the same. Thank you for joining What We Watch. Follow What We Watch Film TV. We were spitting some bars, and apparently Twitter did not record it. This probably also shut us down. But I will make that space available to all and then my co-host will go ahead and tweet that from What We Watch Film TV so that we can make that available on the link tree and y'all can get tapped in. So don't worry, I did not lose your words fully. Twitter is just hating, but that's all right because we up. Um, David, go ahead. Let's talk about this last topic. I feel like we need to talk about the girls, the
Mm-hmm.
Targaryen girls.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, as far as that just goes back to what I was saying about Daenerys. No, I don't think that makes her crazy. I think they wrote her to become crazy, so they needed a reason why, and they made that goofy ass reason the reason why, which is exactly why I didn't want them anywhere near Confederacy. If you think about Nat Turner's rebellion, and you know the things that he did in that rebellion and to everybody in that he ran into during the
Mm-hmm.
plantation, or then it's not that you want to ever say, I necessarily go as far as to say it's necessarily right, but it's proportional to the violence that's been given. Daenerys
I
did that
agree. I
specific.
agree. No mercy for slavers. What?
Yeah,
Slavers? Are
exactly.
you
Yeah,
kidding me? Why
exactly. She
why would
wasn't
I
playing with
hang
slaves.
why would I not hang your body the way you hung the bodies of child slaves?
Let's talk
Exactly.
about it. That literally makes no sense to me to even remotely. But again, this is that tweet is an example of exactly the effect. That is exactly why those kind of getting those kind of moral lessons, because whether we like it or not, we do receive a lot of our morality from media and
Media.
various
Correct.
forms of media, whether
It's
literature or
undeniable.
television and the
Or
stories that we
music.
tell. Exactly, music. So when you're sitting there and going like, and you do this thing where you're telling a story, and then you have a bunch of people repeat to you that, oh, Daenerys, you shouldn't have done that. All her advisors, what the fucking one that had a crush on her with his goofy old ass,
Jorah.
don't Jorah, yeah, and all of them trying to tell her how she shouldn't do this. This is a step too far. Oh, be fair and be reasonable and do this. And I was like, for fucking what? These people was going to try to kill you any goddamn way.
Talk about it.
That's an
Do
excuse.
you know what Robert Baratheon did to my family? Like,
Right.
Right?
please.
Exactly.
Please.
Like,
Period.
I'm just not trying to hear that.
that's like the quote. That's like the quote. America should be happy. Black people want equality and not revenge. That's basically what Danny did. Was like, yo, I'm gonna get revenge on all y'all
An
for what
eye
you
for an
did.
eye.
And yeah, like,
Exactly.
and you're lucky that that's all I'm doing, and I'm not torturing you and your families because I could have done
Mm-hmm.
that to
Real.
you
Because
as
I
well.
can, because I have dragons and I can.
Really, yeah, and I'm like, I guess an eye for an eye is an evil way to be about stuff, but, like, I'm like,
This is
there's a
medieval times. This is medieval
yeah,
times.
there's a different way to, like, I mean, because here's my thing, when I was reading the tweet, I was like, "Maybe she is evil," but, like, and because the follow-up tweet from my problematic fave was, "Well, she's a beautiful, powerful woman, so, like, I get it." But I'm like, I don't wanna call her evil, probably because in comparison to everybody else as well, there was a kind of justice and rehabilitated it wasn't rehabilitated, but there was a justice in her approach.
I agree.
So,
Like she
I
was
don't
coming
think
into her own.
yeah, I think
Into her
evil
own.
means, like, wicked and immoral, but, like, if you're responding and trying to make things balanced and trying to make people experience what they made other people experience for fucking centuries,
Yeah.
I
And
just
there's
I
a certain
can't.
kind of Targaryen evil, like that Targaryen madness. If you guys catch it in the episode, they're referencing King
Yep,
Maegor. They're saying that Daemon's going to be like a Maegor. I'll give you one example of how cruel and nasty Maegor was. The Red Keep, he had them build the Red Keep and like build all those like tunnels and
yep,
secret tunnels and rooms and stuff where they kept the fire, the
yep,
and
the babies.
after they built that, he killed all of them, all of the builders, hundreds of people, just so that no one would know
What
about like
is
the tunnels and the secret rooms down there. Like there's a certain kind of madness that Targaryens have. It's just like I forgot who mentioned earlier, but it's just like how they say in the books, it's a flip of
it
a
was me.
coin. So I feel like, and thank you for saying that, because I feel like you can catch that. And Daenerys did not have that. She was not mad. She was not crazy.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I'm like, I don't know, maybe the sticker is like, "Oh, she's evil because the Targaryen." I mean, it is kinda crazy. She did go off, but I can't call her crazy or evil. It's called justice. It's called "This what your ass get."
And like, what do you
And,
expect me to do? I have dragons. Like, you want this to be a fair fight? I have dragons. Why do you?
I
And
mean,
like
like
in the lore, like dragons happened, or her dragons came into her life for a reason, girl. Like dragons.
yeah, she would be remiss to not fucking use the power in the way that she did. She better provide I don't know, a powerful, woman with a bunch of dragons restoring some balance. I mean, you're lying if you say, some balance doesn't require a little bit of evil, torture,
Right.
and kind of like also, I guess maybe he was saying kind of like what's evil is about kind of like the trophy approach that she had for some of the stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
like really she could have let her dragons go off, but she let the people get their revenge.
And I also
So,
think it
And when
was
she offered the unsullied freedom, that was the
exactly.
best. She was like, "Yeah, anybody who wants to leave, you can leave right now, and nothing will
Yep, you
happen to
leave right
you.
now and
And
the
nothing will
my
happen to you."
exactly. So she gave them chances and
she
opportunities.
gave
And
them
on top of that,
chances like
even the showmanship, to me, when I look at evil, what I think about it is in terms of A, that it
Mm-hmm.
is totally driven by your own personal agendas.
Yeah,
Whatever you want to do,
yeah.
whatever you feel, that's why you
Selfish.
do it. And you
Selfish.
have no concern. There is no real reason. That's what the Joker's sort of madness is. It's no reason, no rhyme or reason to it. These particular instances, even the deep cruelty, and it was cruel, but
yes,
that's different from being evil.
correct.
And the point being that whole display case thing was done because it's meant to tell the rest of them it's for a reason.
Yep.
And because this is the
Warning.
Yeah.
game you guys play, this is the language you guys understand. Let me
They
make it
don't have to
my
speak
language
it.
just as plain as
Exactly.
yours was, and speak in the same
Exactly.
language you seem to only know how to talk in. And that's
Exactly.
different to me than being evil, just like, oh, I just want to put people's heads on there just for a laugh. And it was like, no, this ain't that type of person. She was a person that had a distinct reason that matched up to everything she had seen and observed. First, she didn't just react like that off of her own. She was
Exactly.
like, yo, I
She
peeped this
observed.
whole thing. I seen you cutting off my people's nipples and shit in front of me. You
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
calling me bitch and whore in front of my face. I didn't heard you say it. You don't think I know, but I know. And you doing all this other crazy shit. I'm watching you talk to these people. If you're not talking to them crazy, you doing crazy shit to them. And I walked in here and saw all these bodies hanging up, and I'm now supposed to go, oh, well, let me be nice. You're not even gonna understand that. You're just gonna wait for your opportunity to kill me if I do it that way. So yeah, I'm gonna
Exactly.
respond
And
straight up.
David, you spit because not only that, like not only speaking their language, but what happens when we do have some sort of reform, sort of restoration, sort of justice? It be there for like maybe 5, 10 years, or they find another loophole and we fall
Right.
back into the same fucked up vicious cycle.
Exactly.
She was like, not only am I fixing this now, but I want y'all to try to go back
Right.
and do
And
what the
I'm
fuck
doing
y'all
it
was doing.
my
I'm gonna
way.
remind y'all and I'm gonna be right back with
Exactly.
these dragons again. So this
Burn
is
it
when
all
shit like
down.
this
Fuck
Yep.
the high road. Fuck the
This is
high
going to be
road.
like this, and it's going to stay like this, right? We know that. I mean, I'm a little triggered now, just with our politics and everything. But like, if you don't reign, then reign and make sure it stays like that, and that balance stays like that, and that justice stays like that for longer. And that's why, yeah, she had heads on stakes, and she let the people get their licks back because that's the language that they fucking speak. Okay,
Right.
point, David. Welcome to the stage, Sangre Grande.
What's up, man? Um, so did y'all? I got in a little late. Did I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that didn't read the books. As far as the second part of that question goes, where it says, "Do you think Rhaenyra's on that same path?"
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I don't think so at all. But
It's because though.
Yeah.
yeah, but like, I do want to play devil's advocate when it comes to Dany though, because although I don't think that what she did to the slavers was evil at all, I think that's one of the things that the that what's their names, Dan and whatever, the two dudes that wrote the
Yeah, D
last
and D.
season,
It's fine. D and D.
Yeah,
Yep.
D and D.
D&D. I feel like that's where they messed up because they did try to portray her as evil in that last season, and I don't think that that's what George R. Martin is going to do in the next book.
For
Personally,
Daenerys. For Daenerys specifically.
right,
Okay, gotcha.
right, specifically because I feel like no, she wasn't evil for anything she did with the slavers, but yes, when she turned up at the end of the season
In King's
before
Landing.
John had to kill her, that's when they was trying to portray her as quote unquote the Mad Queen,
The Mad
right?
Queen. Oh God.
I hated it.
Oh God. Is
That
that
was
season 8?
terrible.
That's the shit I be talking about. Season 8, child.
I think the
Anyway,
book is gonna be so much better though, because they're still in the cave. Like
it has
Bran's
to
still in
be.
the cave in the book.
Has to be. Has to be better. It's you can only go up from
Yeah, that's true.
what we
You can only go
I,
up from
I
that, right?
honestly Five Father, go ahead and we'll wrap it up. Five Father. Okay, I guess not. Did anybody else have any commentary on Daenerys being evil?
Oh, why Jorah gotta be an asshole too? Method.
Jorah was a weirdo. Like, how you gonna spy on me and then please get out, Jorah. Get out. And then when he left, like it was obvious that Daenerys didn't need him. Then he kept coming back. Like, get out. I'm just so happy that she didn't end up with him in the end. That was one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
That
absolutely.
was one thing. I'm so happy that it was not him. Freaking weirdo.
Right. Chule, go ahead. What were you gonna say about the justice? Or Kyra, you want to go, or Chule, you call it.
No, Kyrie, please go ahead.
So one of the reasons why Amelia won't come back for anything, like even like flashbacks or whatever, is
Oh yeah,
because
her
of how
health.
they wrote the last 2 seasons for her.
Oh,
I
and
tell
her
you what,
health as well.
Yeah, that as well. But no, but she would have put like she was thinking about it because you see like how Kit's coming back and other people are coming
Yeah,
back.
they're doing like another spin-off show
Yeah,
about
exactly.
John.
But and they have people that are coming back specifically
Yeah.
for that show. But she's just like, listen, she's dead because think about how they wrote women in the like all like what Arya had to go through, Sansa
Mm-hmm.
had to go through, Brienne had to go through, and you're
Or
like,
is literally
dang,
from the beginning, from Catelyn Stark to everybody.
yeah,
right from
exactly.
Catelyn. You know what? Good point. Yep.
All these ladies got written like, oh, we have to break you down to build you up. So you mean to
Right.
tell me I have to get raped and tormented and like kidnapped and multiple times
And
and see
sold.
trauma bond after trauma bond after trauma bond just to be considered strong when Danny's out here doing it for sisters are doing it for themselves out here outside of Westeros and all of the Seven Kingdoms, and you make her the crazy one.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what pissed me the fuck off. I'm like,
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying like it's she's not crazy. if a man had done any of the things she did, it'd have been like, ah, he's just doing what he got to do.
He's a conqueror. He's great.
Exactly.
Everybody
That's
bow
why I know I'm in
down.
the right group with the Cersei thing, because it's the same thing. Cersei did not do, and I mean not one thing different
Nah. She
than
was wilding. Like
she was
she was
wilding.
She was
wilding.
just trying to protect her
However,
own. She was
she
doing
was
everything that
just
she had to
protecting
do
her
to
family.
protect her family,
She
bro.
was
At that
literally just
point,
protecting her
like
kids.
But
the kids
Tyrion,
not
but
already
Tyrion is
born.
also
Like you
her
got to do
family,
what you got to
fam.
do.
Tyrion was also her
Yeah,
family, so
yeah,
that's
you're
that's what I'm
right.
saying. I'm
That's
like, you
not
Well,
can't.
her kids specifically,
Yeah, because
her
I'm
baby.
like, that's her little
He worked
brother. She
out
been
in the
trying to
end.
kill him from jump. You killed my mom. Squeeze your dick. Like that's the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah,
Like, come
Cersei
on.
being cold to Tyrion worked out for Tyrion in the end because he was on the right side. He was on the
Exactly.
right side.
But I appreciate that, because Kyra, that's exactly my issue. I mean, here's the thing: we're never gonna get away from people having to go through a bunch of bullshit, particularly women. Let me just be
Especially
clear:
women. Yeah,
women going
women.
through a bunch of bullshit to gain the power. That's what happens when you don't have women in the writers' room, or enough women in the writers' room, and you don't have gender parity in the writers' room. That's what fucking happens. But like, I was like, that's fine as long as Daenerys gets to turn the fuck up at the end. But then they did that. So honestly, Amelia, I understand, because the way y'all had Daenerys go out, that was
It
lazy.
was,
That was
yeah, and it was so sad.
fucking
Not only lazy, it was so sad. But that's why I'm looking forward to this new show, you guys, because like
absolute.
obviously it's already written, but there's an equalizer. It's the dragons. It is the dragons. Just think of the power and might that a big dragon brings you.
Yes, I also hope that the same thing that kind of like if you guys like books and that to get turned into movies, Neil Gaiman, like when he does not like something that the studio does, he distances himself like really hardcore from it,
Hmm.
and the fans know when he doesn't like something, so they stop watching it. And in essence, like he's gotten movies killed, shows killed.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that George gives his approval so
No,
that
he
we
it,
get
it's
a
already hit. It already has his
no.
approval
But
card. Because the thing
there's a
is,
way
like,
he can
he
kill it.
started the show with I forget his name, the showrunner, and
The
then
showrunner, yeah.
they brought it to HBO.
I know, but there's still ways that he can have influence without actually being there. So that's why I'm saying if you guys look up Neil Gaiman, he's one of my favorite contemporary writers other than George R. R. Martin. Uh, it was just talked about how he killed. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch The Sandman. He killed the Sandman movie years ago, just by distancing himself from it, and the fans immediately got on it, and it was dead in the water.
No, I think House of the Dragon is going to be protected, supported.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
beautiful.
have
I
hope.
mean,
I have
it's
lots of hope
yes,
and
it's
faith.
it's crashing HBO. Kyra, I think you're right. We do. There are some apprehensions, obviously, and it's just hard. Like I said, it's hard to follow Game of Thrones, but you can also kind of ride the wave of it. And again, if it's not reheated, like David was talking about, like I was saying, I think they can, if they, like David said, if they keep the soul of just, really just the dragons. And y'all kill me with it being House of Dragons. Okay, it's House of the Dragon, it's one dragon. Y'all be having me cracking up with black people don't
Yeah, I
they
love it.
call it.
I love it.
I'm like Sonics, Targets. I mean, it's always an S at the
Everything.
end, child. But we appreciate you so much, Chule. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you. That was What We Watch. Feel free to follow What We Watch Film TV. Tweet out what you loved about the space. If you hated anything about the space, direct that to Chule. That's not my business. Just
I will
kidding.
take all complaints.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining. And we'll do this probably every week, to be honest. This is a fantastic conversation, and we'll make it available on our link tree. That'll be tweeted and shared. Bye,
Thank you
you
so much, Steve,
guys.
for
Have a good
having me.
night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.